Mine's different, so. Don't hurt me, but. If you want to. Say, hey,
Hey, how are you doing? I'm awesome. How are you? You got a phone me or something? I got a little of that for a different reason, Who signed the check? Did you?
Get up for a hug, or you doing lots of paperwork?
Darling. Oh.
How are you?
Spent.
Yeah, I bet.
This whole process on a normal Sunday morning has gotten crazy.
Did you get paid? Not really? Oh my goodness, that's not right. It consumes a lot of your time and energy.
Well, I mean, I was before I started at the UPS store, and I declined that because I knew I wouldn't have as much time. And then by declining that, I got put on the board, and board members can't be a paid member and be on the board. So now I'm on the board for a year. So
Oh, that sucks.
it's okay.
Well, it'll all come back to you.
Exactly.
It's all back to you.
Exactly.
Amy Kenny took it down for us yesterday while we were here. The Spruce had a hole inside it. Yeah, it was just a matter of time. We've been watching it go. But who was doing it?
Hi. Hi.
435 pictures.
That's all? That's nothing.
On all those pictures, I was just trying to let you know, those are low res.
Yeah, no. Yeah, we're Facebook friends. Come on now.
No, what I put on there were low res.
Okay.
So, I said this morning all those had some rain.
Yes, and that's what I told Mike when I was pulling them down because I needed something for up there.
Yeah.
It won't show up there too bad. But I said, I know what she's up to. I will bring this.
And I know some people text me and have those pictures. And 435 pictures, I didn't want to spend the morning doing that.
Absolutely not. No. Yeah, no. And I will bring this back to you next Sunday. Yes.
Last thing you remember. Good.
But I loved it.
Right? Yeah.
Where's Al?
Everywhere.
All right.
So then you can get a chance to go. Medium blue, light blue, and sparkly dark blue, and you can have one of each if you want. In fact, you can have a dozen of each if you want. The blue ones, the lighted blue ones, are the only ones that came out unscathed. There was something that went terribly sideways with the glue that I used. Yeah, I wasn't real happy.
Thank you.
I'm gonna go put them on a platter and let everybody taste.
They're beautiful. Thank you for the time and energy. Oh.
I know.
Start my day with love. sweet release. Start my day with love. I start my day with peace. I start my day with joy. And I feel that sweet release. Love, peace, joy. Love, peace, joy. Love, peace, joy. Love, peace, joy. All we're saying is, yeah, there you go. Give peace a chance. Good morning, everybody. That's what I'm talking about. I gotta be honest with you. I think I am maxed out on checking Facebook for a while.
Yes.
The flood of pictures is the flood of the newscasts. Have you seen it? Channel 4? We were on Channel 4 this morning. What a fantastic day we had yesterday. A switch was flipped somewhere in the universe. You feel it? A switch was flipped. This is part of our Nashville Chooses Peace event that happened yesterday. If you were not there, there's our camp director, Missy. There's our other camp director, Valerie. It was an amazing, amazing event. And those of us who were there will never be the same. That's tough. If you volunteered, look at that. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. If you volunteered for Nashville Chooses Peace yesterday in some way, shape, or form, I want you to stand up right now. That's what I'm talking about. You know, yesterday morning as we were getting ready for this event, Reverend Dee turned to me and she said, in all my years with this church, I have never seen so many people come out and get involved and get engaged with something. And that's what makes it happen. When we come together as a community and make an intention, make a decision and set an intention. If you were part of the planning committee that met every Tuesday night for eons, would you stand up, please? Yeah. If your name is Missy or Valerie, would you please stand up?
We're all Missy and Valerie.
So many other people, of course, we would not have had. I know, look at that. That was on Channel 4 this morning. And the reason why that is a circle, Judy Blackwater. We did not have a peace rhombozoid or whatever, parallelogram or something like that, right? But I'll tell you what it's really all about. Thomas, would you come up here for a second? As he's making his way up here, one of the greatest things yesterday, we saw people of different races, different religions, different ages, lots of children, lots of dancing, lots of drums, lots of fun stuff going on. This is what it was all about. And when Thomas read this, it got pretty, well, I had to wipe away a little too. Would you read it for us again, buddy?
From this day forward, this land and these people belong to the way of peace. The way of peace is the way of inclusion. Labels, politics, religion, race, gender, and all of the ways of division must be set aside. Peace will come when we look into each other's eyes and have a single thought. Brother, sister. The way of peace is the way of love. Love for all humanity, love for our planet, love for ourselves. Love does not require agreement. It only requires willingness. Peace will come when we truly love one another. The way of peace is possible. We can heal division. We can soothe anger. We can let go of yesterday and embrace peace today. Peace will come when we believe it can. We plant this intention and set it in our hearts in this direction. From this day forward, this land and these people belong to the way of peace.
Who wrote that?
And somebody, Spirit wrote it. And when you come up for the Sacred Walk of Abundance later on in the service, you'll be able to pick up a copy of that. Also, and I'll mention this right now, we had these wonderful green armbands, Nashville Chooses Peace. If you did not get one yesterday, you can pick up one of those at the Sacred Walk of Abundance later on today. So what an amazing, amazing new journey we are on. And as we journey together, we sing together. So stand up and sing. And if things couldn't get any better, John McAndrew's in the house. That's always a good day. You know that's a good day, because here's what happens. John sits down behind the piano, and even the band doesn't quite know what he's fitting to do. Right? They just got to hang on for the ride. All right, we're looking forward to it. We got a few announcements coming up. As a note, we've got a new announcement monthly bulletin at the back. It's yellow for April. Lots of new stuff coming up. We've got Wednesday night classes, Wednesday, April 6th this week, 7 to 9, saying yes to peace, body, mind, and spirit. So please join us at 7 o'clock on Wednesday nights for our regular ongoing class. The week after that, Wednesday, April 13th, we'll have a special guest. Mary Ann Chambers will be here, and the focus is our connection to Mother Earth. Tuesday, April 5th, that's 2 days from now. Tuesday, April 5th, we have yoga twice on Tuesdays now with Becky Astorita. I don't know if Becky's here today or not. Tuesday, so Becky will do yoga at 11:45 in the morning, not at night. Show up at 11:45. Okay. You will be yoga solo. Okay. So 11:45 in the morning, and then she's also doing psych yoga from 7 to 9. And what it says here, a dynamic modality that integrates talk therapy, belief work, breath practices, yoga poses, and Reiki to address imbalances in life. So lots of good stuff going on. Tuesday nights, 7 to 9. And then Thursday, April 14th, we have a coloring meditation with Crystal Wiles coming up. Put that on your calendar, but just go ahead and pick up one of these while you're at it. Guess what? We didn't even talk about this, but I know and you know and we know together that it's Birthday Sunday. Anybody who's got a birthday in April, go ahead and stand on up. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear friends. Happy birthday to you. Very nice, very nice. Is there anybody here for the first time and willing to admit it by just raising your hand and letting us know? Awesome. It's great to see you. We are just a little bit weird, but some people like that.
A lot of people like it.
So that's quite all right. I'm going to ask Vee to come on up now and get ready for the sacred reading in the more sacred part of our service, just to let you know, Reverend Denise is on her way. She is en route. She's, what? She's right behind you, all right. She is en route, so she is going to be here, so, but Bea is going to go ahead and get us settled into the sacred part of our service. Sure. My heart is so full, I can hardly stand it today. Would the other chaplains please stand? Know that the chaplains are here to pray with you. Prayer is the heart of the Unity Ministry, and in that heart is peace, love, and joy overflowing. Thank you. The Beloved says to all who will hear, come walk with me. Let us give birth to a new earth. April's sacred readings are taken from Daily Words on Healing, printed by Silent Unity's employees Colleen Zook, J.D. Wright, and Elaine Meyer. These readings will bless our lives with messages of springtime renewal. The affirmation, wholeness and holiness is my true nature. Say that with me. Wholeness and holiness is my true nature. My true spiritual identity, the I am who I am, is the source and catalyst for my healing. As I turn to this inner presence to reaffirm my wholeness, I find that what I've been yearning for is already present within me. So I relax into this place of love and light and rediscover everything I need for healing. Wholeness and holiness is my true nature. At the core of my being is the eternal truth that wholeness is my natural state. I am one with spiritual life and power. When I tap into that divine essence, I feel energized and revitalized. My path of healing is an inner unfolding and a satisfying journey into the truth of who I am. Wholeness and holiness is my true nature. And from Isaiah 65:17, for I create a new heaven and a new earth. The former shall not be remembered, nor will it come to mind. Thank you. So just settle into your chair and close your eyes if that feels comfortable, or just gaze at the ground. Anything that will reduce the visual noise. From this day forward, this land and these people belong to the way of peace. Together, we experience peace. But peace only lives deep within the heart of each one of us individually. And the way that we access it is to be still and know. So we take the time, both when we are alone and when we are together, to become still and to touch the place of peace within us, knowing that it never goes away. We have access to it in the midst of anything that might be happening around us. And that when we touch it in ourselves, that place of peace, we become peace itself. And when we bring that together into community with each other, we experience synergistic peace. Peace that grows. Peace that expands each one of us individually, and peace that can transform our world. The transformation begins within. And so now we access that place of peace, that place of knowing in the silence. In the silence. I live in the wholeness and the holiness of my true nature. I know that that true nature is one of peace. And as we follow the way of peace, we know that others will join us. Because peace draws. Peace is what we all want. And peace is where we choose to live.
Morning. I want to dedicate this song to our next governor of Tennessee, Thomas, who just spoke. This song is called Trying to Be a Man, and it's a brand new song, and it's about, of course, I can only write from my perspective, and I knew how I was raised as a little boy, to always be the best, and to fight. And my little grandson one morning, when I watched him ride his bicycle down the hill for the first time in front of our house, reminded me how we're started on this journey to just fight and grind it out and put on a suit of armor. And since coming to this church, I've learned there is a different way. And I think if men learn a different way, this will be a little more peaceful planet. This is coming. 5-year-old hand on the handlebar, my teeth clenched down, I'm watching out for cars. It's my first time down that hill. Oh, what a thrill, trying to be a man. My first big date, I'm reaching for her hand. What's your name? Firmly yes or dead. And voice it cracks. Another test I gotta pass. Just trying to be a man. There's always rainbows yet to chase, bridges to be crossed, and high walls still to climb. Inside my suit of armor, off the battle here I go, trying to be a man. I try so hard to impress. There's nothing in this world but to be the best. And when I reach the mountaintop, waving glory all alone, I'm trying to be a man. One man's wars must be won with force of flag and gun. What another man believes, anything can be achieved with grace and with love. There's always rainbows yet to chase, bridges to be crossed, and high walls still to climb. Inside our suits of armor, off the battle we all go, just trying to be a man. It's always rainbow, jet to chase, bridges to cross, and high walls still to climb. Inside our suits of armor, off the battle we all go, trying to be a man. I think I'll let it all be done with peace and love, and still try to be. Oh, here I go, just
I got the opportunity a little while ago to introduce a lot of people who worked together with this Peace Festival yesterday. But there's one person I did not get the chance to introduce to you. I have known her for about 20 years, and no one has more consistently engaged in the way of peace or more consistently held the vision for peace than the person we love to call our minister, Reverend Denise Yergin. Weekend I have had. Before we had our festival yesterday, on Friday night, I had the honor of being able to do a wedding ceremony for a friend of mine of 30 years that married his partner on Friday evening. They had been together for 21 years. And both said we had no idea that we would ever get to do this legally. And then yesterday was just an over-the-top kind of day. You can tell the ones of us who were here because we have sun on our faces. I told Judy this morning, I said, your nose is all red. There you go. And then I had the honor and privilege of being at First Church, as Pat was over there too. I see you switched in real quickly too, for the induction service of my dear friend, Reverend John Blaine. And I didn't realize he was the 22nd spiritual leader of that group of people. And they are celebrating 100 years. So that is an amazing thing. To think that unity, the message of unity, has been in the city of Nashville for 100 years. And I'm so very glad that I found that message. Because as I said, I was in one of the first services in that church on the back row, crying and crying, because I had only been told all my life that I was a worm, a lowly worm, or a sinner, or something like that. And I remember when Jimmy Scott put me out with his low voice. Those of you remember him. And I remember words very clearly saying, God loves you. And I cried for the next year and a half. I cried every Sunday morning because I had never heard those words. Which brings us to our lesson today. It's not even turned on, so that can be helpful. We did an amazing event yesterday. We did. Some of you may have heard me say that there have been several of us that have been holding the presence of peace here from the first day we walked onto this land. And some of those people are not even people that go to church here, but they are dear friends of mine who knew that this land is a vortex of peace. Those of you that have studied Abraham Hicks know what that means. And when we get into that vortex of peace, that's why people walk in these doors and go, wow, it feels so good here. Because when you pull into this land here, it feels peaceful. And what we did yesterday was we anchored that peace right here with all of us. And I know that people now, as they begin to drive down the street, are going to feel it. They can't help but. But as I was listening to my dear friend John McLean talk this morning, he said a minister's job is to continue to invite everyone across the threshold. Because if we are still in these human bodies, sometimes we forget that we're divine. Maybe not just sometimes. Maybe for periods of time. For whatever reason. And it is my job as your minister to invite you over that threshold every day. No matter what it is.
because I believe that we all have a yearning for the presence of peace in our lives. That's why I had this dream so many years ago. Because who can say no to peace? I had many people say, what did you say when you walked into that Baptist church and asked them if they would come stand in the circle with you? I said, who can say no to stand in the circle with me for peace? Now, they may not have come, and that's okay. But everybody wants peace. Even ISIS wants peace. They're confused about how to create it. That's all. We all want it. For the next 2 months, we are going to focus on a theme here, called into healing, called into peace. Because again, it's my job as your minister to call you across the threshold and to remind you every time I see you, you're divine. Some of us don't act that way. Sometimes I don't act that way. And that's okay. Because we're here to remind each other. Whoops, did you forget? You're divine. I hope that we can begin to do that for each other because we have anchored peace here. And so now we're different. We're being called up higher. We made a huge statement yesterday to the people that came here, but even more to the media because it was on Channel 4 this morning. We say we are peace here. So I invite all of you, if you see me acting like anything other than peace, remind me. Because I'm going to do it with you. Yay!
Just better not come to my house.
Maybe we should use the thing that we said we were going to use if there was an incident. Mama Myrtle. Because when we had our wonderful festival, the ones of us that were working in the background said that if there was something that happened that was awry, somebody had a medical emergency, somebody was acting a fool, whatever, that you might hear Mother Myrtle needs your assistance at booth number blah, blah, blah. And then somebody brought up the fact that there might be a snake out there somewhere. And so Missy told us that, and I'm feeding back some beers out of that stuff. Missy told us that in the Girl Scouts, they always said that Juliet was called Juliet, and that meant there was a snake. So at one point in time, Deb and I really wanted to get on the walkie-talkie yesterday and say Mother Myrtle has Juliet. And just see what anybody might do in the middle of the presence of peace, right?
Oops.
Let me go back for a minute. These are some of the things that block our peace. These are some of the things that sometimes we're going to need to remind each other about. Anybody have any control issues in here? Yeah. Anybody concerned with what other people might think? Anybody have too much busyness in their life? Yes. What about feeling not good enough? Anybody have that issue? Feeling unworthy. Not being willing to let go. Holding on to drama. That's always fun. Unforgiveness. So for just a quick second, because we've been using as an underpinning, especially with our lunch bunch, Eat, Pray, Love. So you're going to see a little bit over a minute of a segment where the Richard, who's in the ashram with her, talks to her about her control issue. Just a tad.
Hang on.
Oh, good God. That's like 5 times sweeter than Coke.
I think you might have methamphetamine too. You're really old. awful. But your life's changing. It's not a bad thing. And you're in a perfect place for it. Surrounded by grace.
What? I was over him, but
Big deal. So you fell in love with someone.
I really miss him.
So miss him. Send him some light and love every time you think of him, then drop him. You know, if you could clear out all that space in your mind that you're using to obsess over this guy and your failed marriage, you'd have a vacuum with a doorway. And you know what the universe would do with that doorway? Open. Rush in. God, rush in. Fill you with more love than you ever dreamed of. Man. Groceries. I think you have the capacity someday to love the whole world.
What are they selling?
I believe that we have the capacity someday to love the whole world. I'm going to say that again. I want you to hear that. I believe that we, those of us sitting here, have the capacity to love the whole world. Two things that he said that are very, very important, and then we're going to have an experience here today instead of me blabbing on and on, because I believe it's the best way for me to give you an experience of God and peace. Clear out your mind and God rushes in. So whatever your mind might be full of someday when you're worrying or rushing around or feeling like you're not good enough or trying to control something, you allow those things to clear out and let God rush in, because the presence of God abhors a vacuum. The minute you give space, that's what happens. I want you to look at that. I want you to say to someone sitting beside you, I believe you have the capacity to love the whole world. Say that to someone beside you.
I believe you have the capacity to love the whole world.
How does that feel? Even those of us who might not quite be sure,
Back at you, baby.
maybe that would be a better thing than Mother Earth and as Juliet. Okay? That when we see each other, remind each other, I believe you have the capacity to love the whole world. No matter who they are. No matter how they're showing up. No matter what they look like, no matter what they're dressed in, no matter what. You see all those symbols? The beloved says to all who will hear, come walk with me. Let us give birth to a new earth. When I was in ministerial school, one of the books that most people think about going to in times of distress is the Psalms. But if you've ever really read them all the way through, some of it is not very peaceful. Some of it doesn't even feel good. But what I can tell you is it was written from a place of yearning for the presence of God and the presence of peace. And so in about 2002, there was a woman that they brought into Unity Village, and I had the pleasant pleasure of being introduced to her. And they were putting this book in the library. And it's called Psalms for Praying. And she took the liberty of going and rewriting some of them so that they felt different. And they felt better. And they were yearning for the presence of peace, but they were not full of fear. So before we start our experience this morning, I want you to hear Psalms 110 from that place. The Beloved says to all who will hear, "Come walk with me. Let us give birth to a new birth. For the Spirit is the one who makes all things new, and ever awaits our yes to the dance. Those who offer themselves freely without reserve are guided through life's rough paths. Light beckons to light. Divine dignity adorns all in holy array. The promise holds true forever to all generations. As companions of the Most High come, claim your home in the universal heart. You, O divine breath, dwell within our hearts with unconditional love. You call us to holiness, to justice and integrity, to free those bound by oppression, to bring light where ignorance and darkness have dwelt. Come drink from the streams of living water. Come feast on the bread of life. I just want you to breathe. And what we are going to be doing this morning is doing some toning. With each of these pictures, there's going to be a picture. There will be a portion of what I just read for you to see. And then we're going to tone for each of our chakras. And we are going to be so aligned and so peaceful when we leave here, we're just going to bliss right out. For the Spirit is the one who makes all things new and ever awaits our yes to the dance. And so I ask you to just breathe in, God is, and breathe out, I am. Breathe in, God is, and breathe out, I am. And this is your experience, so it can be whatever you need it to be. If you want to keep your eyes closed to the whole thing, feel free. As we switch to each time we're going to be toning, there will be a new picture. And if you want to take a glance at it, you can do that also. And so there's a picture of the parting of the Red Sea. Those who offer themselves freely, without reserve, are guided through life's rough paths. Light beckons to light. Divine dignity adorns all the holy array. The promise holds true
forever, to all generations.